The odds of witnessing these moments happen live are slim to none. Good thing video cameras exist, because if some of these insane moments weren't caught on tape, absolutely no one would believe them. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some one-in-a-million moments that you wouldn't believe if not recorded. Before we get into it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the Trend Joint family for more. Absolutely no one thought that this man would be able to make this goal. When the ball bounced off the basket and went up into the ceiling, it looked like the ball would never make its way down, let alone go through the hoop. But in a stroke of pure luck, the ball not only comes back down, but bounces off the floor and goes straight through the basket. This goalkeeper from the Al Jazeera Football Club launched the ball, not once but twice, right into the face of the spider camera, almost knocking it off its course. While messing around in their backyard, this couple just landed the trick shot of the century by complete coincidence. During an extreme E-race, Johan Kristoffersen's car completely annihilated the drone streaming the event. The front tires of the car slingshot a few rocks up into the air, and one of them ended up striking the drone smack dab in the middle. Thankfully, the tapes were rolling when nature's pyrotechnics ended up colliding with man-made fireworks. This is a classic example of celebrating too early. In the beginning, it looks like the player in the blue absolutely fumbled the bag with this penalty kick when the ball launches 10 feet up in the air after colliding with the metal boundary of the goal. The keeper leaves his post to celebrate, but maybe he forgot what goes up must come down. The ball hits the ground and casually finds its way into the goal. Even the striker couldn't believe it. Looks like this loose tire was set out on a mission. It rolls down the street without slowing down, not even after hitting a bicycle. The tire enters a shop and strikes two men in the head right in the middle of a serious meeting. Talk about selling in style. Rugby player Stuart Hoggs celebrates a try by spinning the ball behind him. The ball lands straight into the arms of the player on its way back down. A man rolls an abandoned tire towards the other side of the road, but to his surprise, the tire does a full 180 and lands right back in the spot from where he picked it up. This amateur wrestler gave a whole new meaning to the term being in the spotlight when a giant ceiling light crashed down onto his back. Thankfully, this was a gym full of athletes that managed to pull the spotlight off of him. This English Mastiff has no regard for personal property. It just casually gets into a golf cart, rams it straight into his owner's truck, and simply walks off. The fact the dog had to make a U-turn in order to hit the truck almost makes it seem intentional. While practicing his axe throws, this man just averted a huge disaster from happening. The axe ended up rebounding from the board and started hurtling towards the back. But before the axe could cause any damage, this man caught it in midair. This man almost tripped on a tire that was rolling towards him. He catches it and uses the same tire to stop another one from hitting him. This skateboarder took this fall like a champ and immediately sprinted up in the coolest way. This restaurant patron just gave his order in the smoothest way. Being seated on the top floor of a restaurant, this man wasn't going to go all the way down to get some chili sauce, which is why he wrote his request on a napkin and dropped it right in the waitress's hands. This man turned a cool situation into an even cooler one. After drifting his ATV perfectly into the parking spot, the man was launched off his seat, but he quickly recovered by flipping over the top of the hood and landing on his feet. This teen scored a goal in an impressive fashion by kicking a ball and landing a perfect corkscrew backflip at the same time. The pipe falls off the back of a truck and rolls straight into a drain. During a rainstorm, this poor light pole was struck by lightning a whopping 11 times back-to-back. And then they say lightning doesn't strike the same place twice.
Okay, because lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place. Shit!
Maybe they should try telling that to this pole. After an accidental headbutt, these two boxers knocked each other out and fell to the ground almost simultaneously. This bystander caught an umbrella mid-air as it flew away during a storm. This sub shop employee drops a loaf of bread while taking it off the cooling rack. Instead of going through the hassle of bending down and picking up the bread, he kicks it straight into the trash can.
Nice shot!
While practicing his batting strokes, this tiny baseballer is left jaw-dropped when the ball lands back on the top of the stand after hitting a wall. This boy kicked into full sniper mode trying to hit a tiny bug with a blow dart. During an indie wrestling show, this wrestler threw a folded-up chair into the ring and left everyone surprised when the chair opened up and landed perfectly inside the ring. After finishing first in a Rubik's Cube competition, this boy threw the cube on the table. Notice how perfectly the cube manages to balance itself on its tip afterwards. Mother Nature decided to personally visit this couple's wedding when she dropped a lightning bolt in the river right behind them while the groom gave his vows. This disc golfer sent shockwaves through the crowd when he landed an impossible 530-foot hole in a single shot.
Go in the bucket! Oh my God!
This motorcyclist was incredibly lucky to land on his feet after a car blowing the red light hit his bike and knocked him off his seat. This garbage bin rolling down a street somewhere and crashing into parked vehicles has to be the most bizarre thing. But things get even weirder when it summons a friend and a second bin joins the fun. Alright, comment down below which of these moments you found the hardest to believe. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and we'll see you in the next one.